Hare Krishna, Danda Pranam, all devotees. Hare Bol, Sakirati, Shamananda, Hare Krishna Kumari, Vindamohini, Carolina, Saragrahi. I don't think we have any translator today, but maybe we don't need. I hope everybody can follow in English. Otherwise, I'm not sure what to do. Haribol Ram Mohan. Haribol Chris. Welcome.
Haribol.
Haribol. Welcome to this fourth part of our Navadvip Dham Parikrama. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Parakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagranavanathan Vitam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganadita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Umagyanatimirandasya Gyananganashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Anjakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyeva cha Patitanam Bhavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayati Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Ragatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Hare Nama Iva Kevalam Kalau Nastyeva Nastyeva Gatiranyatha. So welcome again, dear devotees. Thank you for joining me for this parikrama today. It's early morning. We have all gotten up from our places where we are staying here in Mayapur. We're all staying in different places. Some are staying in ISKCON Mayapur, others are staying at Chaitanya Mat, some are staying at Shiva Sangam, many different places. We have come together now in the morning so that we can go on parikrama together. Today, we're setting out on parikrama of Godrum Dvip. Godrum, of course, is one of the 9 islands of this land of 9 islands, Navadvipa. Godruma is the land of Kirtan. Here's a picture from one of Srila Narayana Maharaj followers' books. The yellow area in the middle, that's Antardvip. That's the middle island where Mayapur is situated. Today, we're going to cross the Jalangi River, which is the Saraswati here in the Holy Dham. The Saraswati River or Jalangi River, we're going to cross that one and go to the pinkish area here, the large area which stretches there along the Jalangi River and all the way down to the south and the southeast. So we're going to visit places in this area. So we have met here. It's still misty, a little bit cold still in the morning. We met here at the ferry place over the Jalangi River. We're going to take the ferry to the other side of the Jalangi, a place called Swarupganj. So come on. I've already paid the boatman, so we're jumping on and we're taking one of these ferries to the other side. On the other side of the river begins Godrumdvip. Godrum means cow tree. It's a funny name for a place or an island for that matter. The cow mentioned here in the name cow tree is Surabhi, Indra's heavenly cow. It is said that after Indra tried to destroy Vrindavan village and all the Vrajavasis, and Krishna had held up the Govardhan hill with his left pinky. It took a long time for Indra to understand he was doing something wrong. It took him 7 days, but eventually he realized. And of course, he went together with Surabhi to ask forgiveness of Krishna. And Krishna forgave him, just like that. And this is difficult to understand for us. Conditioned souls. Indra is a great soul, but he's taking the role of showing us, sometimes by bad example, how to be sadhakas. And one thing that's hard to understand is Krishna's mercy. It's almost impossible to understand. Indra did such a terrible offense. Not only did he try to kill Krishna, he also tried to kill the Vrajavasis. And Krishna forgave him just like that. In the Shastras, there are so many statements. If you once ring the bell in Arati, even if that Arati is done incorrectly, just by the sound of the bell, everything will be perfect. If you offer one leaf and one drop of water to Krishna, all of your sins will be washed away. There are plenty of statements like this. And Indra had that experience. Just by going in front of Krishna, bowing down, saying, I'm sorry. Krishna forgave him just like that. So he couldn't quite emotionally grasp that. So even after he had spoken with Krishna, Krishna had said, don't worry. He and Surabhi, they came here to Godrum, to this area, which of course wasn't named Godrum at that time. There was a big banyan tree here. Under that banyan tree, Indra and Surabhi engaged in austerities because they felt Krishna, yes, he said, I'm sorry, but it couldn't have been so easy. So they continued doing austerities here until a golden person appeared before them. The golden person, of course, was our Lord Gauranga. And he assured them that everything was fine and that he was going to appear in this area in the future. So Godruma, cow tree, is this place, the place where Surabhi was staying under this majestic tree. So we're taking the river over now. We're taking the boat over the river here to Godruma. And we're going to together explore some of the exciting places here in this island of Kirtan. The first place we're going to visit is the house of Takushi Bhaktivinoda. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he, of course, first came to Navadvip. The first time he came, he stayed in the Kulia Dharmashala on the other side, in Kulia or modern Navadvip. But eventually, when he retired, he settled down first here in Swarupganj, more or less where we came when we took the ferry over. And later on, he bought a plot of land and built a house there. And this house he called Shananda Shukhada Kunj. Shananda, or in Sanskrit, Svananda Sukhada Kunja. Svananda Sukhada means the kunja or the grove that awards the ananda or the bliss of the self. So he felt that doing bhajana in this place, bhajana of course characterized particularly by kirtan, since Godrum after all is the island of kirtan, that really brought out this bliss of the inner self. Bhaktivinoda, he stayed in this place for a long time. His son, Bimla Prasad, later to be known as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, sometimes stayed together with him here, as did Gorkishore Das Babaji. Gorkishore Das Babaji had a bhajan kutir, or he had a room or a little hut here where he also engaged in bhajan. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's samadhi we saw previously, but this is his bhajan kutir. This is his place of bhajan. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, we believe that the place where the saint is interred after his seeming passing, that's called his samadhi, his place of meditation, deep meditation. So the saints that are placed in samadhi, in some way they are still present there. Their blessings, their presence can be felt particularly at their samadhis. But they can also be felt in the places where they have engaged in intense bhajan. This Shananda Shukhada Kunj is the place of bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He wrote so many songs here. He edited his Sajjana Toshani for some time from here. And he has many songs dealing with worship in Godrum, worship here at Shananda Shukhada Kunj. Shananda Shukhada Kunjera Bhitare, and so on. There are many songs where Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions this place, Shananda Shukhada Kunj, and this island of Godrum. So we are very fortunate today to be able to come to this place and have darshan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Srimurti, see the room where he used to stay. They still have some personal belongings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur at this place. There's a tulsi plant outside. These Vaishnavi ladies are offering their respects and circumambulating tulasi. So this is a place which is not only a place of historical memory, the place where Bhaktivinoda once upon a time stayed, but this is a place, like all the other places that we are visiting, which is a place very much alive with spiritual activities still today. So we bow our heads in the dust of our Thakur Bhaktivinoda, our Guru Maharaj. He quite often speaks about Bhaktivinoda Thakur as a kind of founder of our particular branch of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the Bhaktivinoda Parivar. We are indebted to Bhaktivinoda Thakur for so many different things. Sometimes he's said to have been the first, our Guru Maharaj sometimes says that he was the first Western convert. Of course, he wasn't Western in any substantial way, but he was Western in the sense that he had been influenced by Western education and Western thought. So he could also then speak to a Western audience. And especially then through his disciples and grand disciples, his movement has been spread all over the world. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Very close by here is the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Gaudiya Math. This Gaudiya Math, there are many Gaudiya Maths as we've heard in this area, is a branch of the Gaudiya mission. We visited the Chaitanya Math last time, which is the headquarters of Chaitanya Math and Gaudiya Math, which is one of the two main divisions of the Gaudiya Math. After Bhaktisiddhanta's passing, the Gaudiya Math split up first into two parts and then into several. So if the Chaitanya Math and Gaudiya Maths are representing one of these splits, the other is the Gaudiya mission, the headquarters of which is in Bagh Bazar in North Calcutta. And they have a branch here, a beautiful large temple which was established by Srila Audulomi Maharaj in the end of the 50s. So let us have darshan here. Let's go into the temple and have darshan of the is here. And you can see the Guru Parampara in front. The order of the Guru Parampara is a little bit different in different temples. Here the order is like in ISKCON, Jagannath Das Babaji, furthest to the right, and then Bhaktivinoda, Gaur-Kishore, Bhaktisiddhanta, and then the different gurus and successors in their particular lineage. Today is a festival day here, so we're very lucky to have darshan of the beautiful Mahaprasadam here on the altar. It's a festival day because it's a day of initiations. The Acharya of this branch of the Gaudiya Math, his name is Sannyasi Maharaj, just like the Acharya of Chaitanya Math. He's giving Diksha today, so-called second initiation to a group of devotees. You can see they have all prepared. They are wearing new clean clothes. They've all shaved. They're all looking quite serious and expectant as Maharaj is giving a class, and then soon he with some helpers, they're going to give out the sacred threads and explain everything that should be done. But we continue on from here after paying our respects and obeisances to all the devotees in this math. We go to the place of the mango tree. There are many mango orchards in Bengal. Growing mangoes is something that people do for their own enjoyment and for serving their own deities and so on. People also do it commercially, of course. And in our tradition, there are some amazing stories related to mangoes. One is from Mahaprabhu's time. In this place in Godrum, Mahaprabhu once planted a mango seed in the ground. Some devotees said that it would be nice to have some mangoes. Mahaprabhu, he took a mango seed and he pushed it into the ground. And miraculously, a mango tree appeared, full of fruits, hundreds of fruits. And everybody was astonished. And they used to take these fruits, offer them to Krishna, and enjoy them. And mangoes, of course, don't grow all around the year. No fruit does that. Mango season in Bengal is going to start soon. It's about April and May, beginning of June. But this tree, it gave fruit at the wrong time of the year. In fact, it gave fruit all the time. Every day they would be able to pick new mangoes. But after 1 year, the tree disappeared. So we can't have darshan of that particular mango tree, but this is the place of that miracle. Godrumdvip and all of Navadvip, it's full of these kind of miracles, full of kind of folkish, kind of stories that are appealing to all kinds of people. And today here in Godrumdvip, we're going to visit some of these more kind of down-to-earth village-style temples. We've seen now these temples connected with Bhaktivinoda, Bhaktisiddhanta, and the Gaudiya Math. And now we're going to continue on and see other types of temples that will not always look very familiar to what we're expecting to see. We're expecting to see Sri Murtis like we saw in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Gaudiya Math. But here we're going to see some uncommon types of murtis. And that's important for us. It's important for us to always be challenged in devotional service, to not always recognize everything, to not always immediately understand what's going on. So let us take these strange temples as challenges to make us see divinity in new ways. So similarly with the story of the mango tree, the miraculous mango tree, a person who has been contaminated by Western education, such as me, for example, may find it difficult to believe that it actually happened. How could a tree have grown in 10 seconds? How is it possible that it existed and then just disappeared after 1 year? We don't know, but we do know that God is omnipotent. He can do whatever he wants. If he wants to create a mango tree like that, that's possible for him, not for any conditioned soul. So we go on further south through this beautiful Godrumdvip. Godrumdvip, of course, is the land of Jaiva Dharma. The book Jaiva Dharma, I read from the beginning of the Jaiva Dharma the first time we met for Parikrama, how Bhaktivinoda Thakur points out the unique nature of this earth. This earth is the place of Dharma. This earth is the place of spiritual practice. And how India is special of all the countries of earth. How Bengal is special in India. How Navadvip is unique within Bengal. And how Godrum is special within Navadvip. So this Godrum, that's the place where the story of Jaiva Dharma takes place. I've been listening to Sriman Guru Nishta Prabhu's lectures on the Jaiva Dharma. Beautiful, very excellent lectures. If you have the chance, please do listen to them. And he brings, Guru Nishta Prabhu, in a beautiful way, these stories alive. We can think of the different kunjas there, the kunja of Prem Das Babaji, Madhav Das Babaji, all these different Babajis and all the different adventures and all the different things that happen in the Jaiva Dharma. They happen in different places here in Godrumdvip. So we are very much close here to the spiritual conception of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now we are entering the temple of Hari. Hari is the concept of Harihara is the combined image of Hari or Vishnu and Hara or Shiva. It is said that once Shiva hosted a Sankirtan festival, he asked all the gods to come together, and they were singing the holy name of Krishna, the Mahamantra. But at one point, Shiva also started singing Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. And he became so ecstatic so that Vishnu also joined in the kirtan. And Vishnu and Shiva, they were dancing together until their two forms joined together. This is Harihara. On one side, the dark side is Vishnu. The light side is Shiva. Shiva and Vishnu, in some way, are one and the same. One of the Nama Paradhas can be understood to mean that it's an offense to think of Shiva and Vishnu as different. The same Nama Parad can also be understood to mean that it's an offense to think that they're the same. So it's a tricky thing. In one way, they are different. In one way, they are the same. The Brahma Samhita gives the example of milk and yogurt. Yogurt is nothing but milk in another form. So in a way, it's the same. In a way, it's also different. So same, but different. Here, this is very graphically illustrated. Hari Hara. There are many murtis here. There are Shivalingas down at the right. There's a Laddu Gopal Murti. Saraswati Devi is here. Shalagramas. And to the right, Buddha Shiva or Vriddha Shiva. A special kind of Shiva Linga. Buddha Shiva or Vriddha Shiva means old Shiva. And sometimes Shiva Lingas, in Bengal especially, are made like this, with a mustache and looking very, very funny, we could actually say. Shiva in Bengali art is not depicted as Shiva is in other places. In Bengali art, Shiva is a little bit old. He has a little bit of a belly. He often has a mustache. So it's a very kind of a paternal conception of Shiva. But here at Harihara Kshetra, Shiva and Vishnu have come together in the ecstasy of Krishna Kirtan. So we are again reminded of the main meditation here in Godrum, that through Kirtan we will attain the grace of Sri Sri Radha and Govinda. Through Kirtan we will attain the grace of Mahaprabhu. Through Kirtan we will attain the grace of Srila Nitai, very place together with Jiva Goswami. Some say just at the beginning of Jiva Goswami's kind of preaching work. So Harihara ki jai, Buddha Shiva ki jai. So we go on from here to Nrisinghapalli. Nrisinghapalli is, of course, a Nrisingha temple. Don't get scared of the symbol there. You've seen it many times in India already. Doesn't have any connection with far-right politics or anything like that. It's a symbol of the sun, the auspicious symbol of the sun. Swastika, auspicious symbol. This Nrisinghapalli is, as the name says, Nrisingha's village. Nishikadeva also has a connection here to Navadvip Dham. It is a characteristic of dhams that they contain everything within them. Harihara Kshetra, which we just visited, is Varanasi. The Jalangi River is the Saraswati River, and so on and so forth. Everything can be found within the Dham. All the other holy places can be found within the Dham. So if you stay here in the Dham, you will be able to visit all the holy places without exiting the Dham. And it's the same, of course, in Vrindavan. It's the same in Jagannath Puri. These are the three dhams of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Kshetra Dham, Jagannath Puri, Navadvip Dham, Vrindavan Dham. So Nishikadeva can also be found in this Dham. It is said that after Nishikadeva had appeared, millions of years ago, after he had appeared, killed Hiranyakashipu's soldiers, been pacified by Prahlad Maharaj, heard the prayers of the demigods, heard the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. After he had given his boon to Prahlad Maharaj, he disappeared, the Bhagavatam says. But what happened then? That's the beauty of our scriptural canon. Every story has a pre-story, a prequel, and every story has a sequel as well. So after Nishikadeva had done all of those things, he came here. There's the Alakananda River used to flow by this place. It's not so close now, but it used to be just by the river, by the temple here. So he came here. He sat down to rest here, to wash his nails from the blood. And he remained here until he also got a vision of Lord Gauranga. And since then, he has been worshipped here. The temple here is, as you can see, it's not very old. It was remade by one rich landowner at the end of the 19th century. But the image here is very interesting. Here we can see Nishikadeva. Nishikadeva Bhagavan Ki Jai. It's an extremely ancient image. It's so worn with age and worship that if you didn't know that this is Nishikadeva, it would be hard to know who exactly this is. This is an ancient murti. The devotees here, they think that it has been worshipped for millions of years. We don't know exactly, but definitely it's very ancient. And you can see that it's being decorated with garlands and flowers. And fortunately, we also remembered to bring some offerings. Krishna Kumari brought some beautiful garlands. Ram Mohan brought some sweets. And Saragrahi brought some sweet rice. And I think that was a good choice because Nishikadeva will probably like sweet rice. Guru Maharaj has many times spoken about the importance of Nishikadeva for us Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Nishikadeva might seem to be kind of different. It's mostly about awe and majesty and even fear. Sometimes Nishikadeva is worshipped by villagers, such as here, with even blood offerings. We don't do things like that. They don't do things like that here either. We worship Nishikadeva as Bhakti Vigna Vinashaka. He's the one who destroys the obstacles on the path of bhakti. Nishikadeva, of course, has a role in Gaura Leela as well. Mahaprabhu and his followers, they came here. Mahaprabhu had devotees who were devotees of Nishikadeva as well. But particularly, we are interested in Nishikadeva as Bhakti Vigna Vinashaka, the one who takes away the obstacles on the path of devotion. So we bow our heads at the lotus feet of Sri Nishikadeva, and we get up. And eventually, we make our way to Maya on our next and final part of our Parikrama, which will be next week. So thank you, dear devotees, for participating in this week's Parikrama. Are there any questions or comments? Say.
Is the similar Simha form mentioned somewhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita or somewhere?
Sadhguru is asking about this Nishinga form. Is it mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat? I don't think so. I don't think so. At least I don't remember that. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he mentions it in his Navadvip Dhama, Mahatmya. Any other questions?
Haribol, Bhrigupada. Just a quick question. What's the normal way to form of transport from each of these places? Is it walking distance, or do you have to take a ride?
Most of these places you can walk to, but it will be a little bit of an effort. So, for example, today what we actually did, I forgot to say that, was that we first took the ferry over to Swarupganj, and then we saw the first places on foot, and then we took rickshaws. So to get to Harihara Kshetra and Nishingapalli, it will be quicker to go by rickshaw. It's about 20 minutes by rickshaw. So by foot, it will take you maybe an hour or something like that. But I was feeling a little bit lazy today, so that's why we took the rickshaw.
Thank you. Haribol.
Thank you. So thank you all devotees for attending. I see that Gurunishta, Ken, Carolina have joined. Thank you all. Hope to see you for the other lectures. There are the lectures now also, of course, from North Carolina in the mornings. So there's plenty of nectar to be able to partake of during these upcoming days. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Shishi Radha Madan Mohan Radha Govinda Radha Gopinatha Radha Damara Radha Sham Sundar Radha Ramana Radha Gokulananda Radha Madhava Doji Gopal Nitai Gaur Shri Shadbhuj Giri Raja Ki Jai Jai Vishnu Power Pranam Radha Kacharya Stotra Shata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Tripurari Dev Goswami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai Jai Nitila Pravishta Vishnu Power Bhai Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Nitila Pravishta Vishnu Power Bhakti Rakshak Shri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nitila Pravishta Vishnu Power Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Satinananda Mohi Thakur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Jai Vaishnava Sarvoma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Gauri Vedanta Shri Parali Bhushan Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Vishnu Chakra Thakur Ki Jai Jai Srinivasa Manana Narottam Prabhu Trai Ki Jai Jai Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Vyasavatar Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashai Ki Jai Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhattar Vinata Shri Jiva Gopala Bhattara Shanganath Sargoswam Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Namachar Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Jai Prem Se Ghosh Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Jai Shri Antardvip Mayapur Jai Shri Antardvip Mayapur Simantadvip Madhyadvip Koladvip Ritudvip Chanudvip Madhyadvip Modradvip Kodrumadvip Rudradvip Atmaka Shri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai श्री गोद्रूम धाम की जय, श्री स्वरूप गंज की जय, श्री शानंदा सुखदा कुंज की जय, श्री अमराघत की जय, श्री हरिहर क्षेत्र की जय, श्री नृसिंहपल्ली की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय, भक्त विघ्न विनाशनकार श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, भक्त प्रवर प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, भुवन मंगल हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री कीर्तन की जय, अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
श्रीमान भृगुपाद प्रभु की
जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।